Record. Okay, hello to everyone.
Yes, Miss Barbara.
So
Hello.
you had only one problem on the inequalities. Did you solve it, Vanessa? Did you solve that problem?
The one with the pediatrician. Is that one?
With the marks. No, we're talking inequalities. The ones where we had marks and we were to find and we had to find what we needed to get the average. Let me bring up the screen. Okay. That's not the one.
You hear me, Miss Barbara?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
I had seen you before. Okay, you had one problem on inequalities, right? Maureen, you remember the one problem? Right here, I said homework, solve for X. Vanessa, you remember? Do you see the screen?
Oh, yes, yes.
Example 6. A student scored 60 marks in the first test and 45 marks in the second test of the terminal examination. How many minimum marks should the student score in the third test to get a minimum of at least, get a mean, I'm sorry, of at least 62 marks? So this should be to get a mean of at least. Okay, so we set it up. 60 plus 45, and X is what the student should score on the third test to get this mean greater than or equal to 62. So 3 marks, 60, 45, and the unknown. And your homework was to solve for the X. Maureen, did you solve for the X?
We do all those. Only boy didn't let them do was Vanessa, because I think Vanessa was there Thursday.
Okay, Maureen, did you solve for the X?
Yeah, we do it. Yeah.
What was the X?
The X we get was 82.
And how did you solve it?
Oh, this is what we do. We add 60 and 45 and get hook 105.
Okay, let me do what you just said. Okay, now I'll put this on the next screen over here on the right. Okay. So Maureen, the first thing she said, she add 60 plus 45. Okay, so this becomes, this will then become what? And I'll just copy it again and then put what we get.
Well, the first thing we do, Miss Barbara. Okay.
You said you added 60 to 45 and you got here 105, right?
Yeah.
105. Okay. So 105 plus X over 3 greater than or equal to 62. Now, what's your next step, Maureen?
Well, the next step we do, we multiply 62 by 3, because we say 60, 45 plus the X will make 3, right?
So you multiply both sides.
Yeah.
And this is of the inequality, both sides by 3. Just like you would do, Vanessa, if it were an equal. With the inequalities, we can do the same operations. So we multiply both sides of this inequality by 3. And 3 times the left side would just give you what is in the numerator. And 3 times the 62 would give you what?
186.
Okay, so 3 times this side would just give you 105 plus X, right? And on the right side, you'd have, let's just copy this. And this would be times 3. All right. And Maureen just said 186, right? Let's just copy this. Okay, so this is 186. Now, what's the next step?
To take away the 105 from the 186.
Okay, so she subtracted, which is take away, 105 from both sides. All right. And if you do that on the left, you'll just get X, right? And on the right side, and we put our inequality symbol back. Okay. Okay. And then let's put our 105 here, minus 105. And what do we get, Maureen? What's left?
81.
Okay, so let's just copy this inequality and put our 81 here, which is 105 subtracted from 186. So what does this mean? Say in words what that means, Maureen.
That the mean would be 81. If I right, I don't know.
The mean is 62.
Uh-huh.
What does the 81 represent?
The amount of marks the student get.
We're on what? That 81 represents, what were we looking for? How many?
The third test.
Yeah, the third test. The minimum marks the student should score on the third test is a number greater than or equal to 81. So this number represents the minimum mark the student should score on the third test. So this is minimum mark student must score on the third test. To get a mean of 62. See, the mean is this 62. When we added up the 3 scores, divided by 3, and we get a 62, greater than or equal to 62. That's the mean. So the X here is, and I think we had it on earlier, but I'll just put it here again. Let X equal to the third test score. So that's what the X is. So when we solve for the X, we got the 81 greater than or equal to 81. That's the minimum mark the student must score on the third test. Vanessa, any questions?
No, Miss Barbara.
Okay, so that was your homework. I wanted you to take, we went through the problem and we got to this inequality, and I wanted you to solve this for the X. And notice, like I say, you're doing the same thing as if this were equal. If this were equal, you'd do the same thing. You would add the 16 to 45, multiply both sides by 3, and then you'd get an equal 82 versus greater than or equal.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's continue with our inequalities, because that's an integral part of our algebra. Okay. This should be 86, sorry. Okay, now, just reviewing that, at least means, this will be 81, not 93. At least means greater than or equal. More, no more than means less than or equal. And of course, more than means greater than, less than means less than. Okay. All right, let's go to this next problem. I want to see if you can solve this one. Can you see Keith has, can everybody see this on the word
No, you can't
problems?
see all.
You can't see it all? Okay.
You can't see all.
Can you see it now?
No.
Okay, let me. Okay, let me bring it down some. Okay, I'll bring it up. You see word problems?
Yeah, but you can't see all. At least you can see as far account at the, nothing else after that.
I can see. You're on your phone, Marie?
I on my laptop.
You can't
Okay.
see the whole Keith has $500 in a savings account at the beginning of the summer.
No, you can only see as far as the, but you can't see the beginning. No, and then you can see the $200, but you can't see nothing else.
Okay, let me,
I'm seeing everything.
okay, let's see if I can. You can't, Maureen, you don't see Keith has $500 in a savings account at the beginning of the summer?
I can see just BEGIN. And then when it gets to 200 in the nothing else. And
Can
then
you bring it
withdraw
down some more,
25
Miss
days.
Barbara?
Okay,
Downwards.
okay, all right.
Yes, okay.
Now, can you see it now, Maureen?
It's the same thing.
Same thing? Because I brought it down, Vanessa, and she said she still can't see it. You don't
No.
see Keith has $500 in a savings account at the beginning of the summer?
No, because how this laptop said I could see Vanessa, the 1199 you and my name at top, but right from there it's blocked, you know?
Oh, it with us on the side.
Yeah,
Okay. You using a mouse or just to keep the pad?
that's the part.
Okay, because it would have been easy if you had a mouse of itself, the actual mouse, and where you can just go to it and you flick it. It's either go to the top, us go to the top, or it goes to the bottom, or you can bring it on the other side.
You still can't see it, Maureen?
No,
I know why she
it's the
can't
guy.
see. There is a way you have to move the picture,
I could see
the
Keith has
videos.
$500 in saving account at this at the beginning of the summer. He want to have at least 200 in the bank.
In the
That's
account.
in the account.
Keep going.
Okay, I can just figure out what it says. $20 in the account by the end of the year,
By the end of the summer,
summer. He will do $25 each.
he
Okay, that the
withdraws
work that would
$25 each week for
each week.
food, clothes, and movie tickets.
Uh-huh.
Can you see that? Movie
Yeah,
tickets?
okay. I see all that, but once you tell me what reading it is okay.
No,
Right
okay.
and equality that represent Keith, that way situation.
Yes. Keep going.
I don't see nothing that but then see
You
how
don't
many
see how
weeks.
many weeks. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I can see how many weeks can Keith withdraw money from his account.
Yeah, well, that's it. Well, you're
So
seeing everything.
I know I don't see it, but I just figure out but it blocked. Right now after money is blocked.
Well, you may have to
But then I
move
see
your,
the words, then I see words SITU, so you know it was situation. Yeah.
okay. You can't move your
Okay.
screen. You can't, do you have a touch screen?
I don't know, Miss Barbara. I was gonna
Okay.
get my niece to do it for me if I know.
Okay. Because Vanessa, you're seeing everything, right?
Yes, I
Patricia,
can see it because sometimes if I cannot,
Patricia.
sometimes I would use the mouse. I would use the
Yeah.
actual not the pad. I would actually use the mouse, which helps me to move around better. The hand
Yeah,
mouse.
you're right. That's what I have. I have because it's a lot better than the
Let
pad,
me get this
than the
writing
mouse
from
pad.
and then
Yes.
I can see it like
Yeah. G- Can Patricia
okay,
help you see the whole thing, Maureen? Because I don't want to
okay,
continue
okay,
unless you can
okay,
read the whole thing.
okay. She do it for me now.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. Because
what
I
are you
want you
doing?
to be able to read the whole thing.
Oh, that is my helper.
Okay, good.
Every,
We all need a helper, Maureen.
yeah, she's who's outside sometimes for me. Yeah.
Okay. Now,
Oh,
Maureen.
she just moved the mouse from what can you use the mouse by the laptop, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
Okay.
now read it, Maureen. Read starting with Keith.
He has 500 in a saving account. At the beginning of the summer, he wants to have at least 200 in the account by the end of summer. He withdrew $25 each week for food, clothes, and movie tickets. Right and equality that represent Keith's situation. How many weeks can Keith withdraw money from his account?
Okay. Now, so you see what you're given. Starting with $500,
Uh,
he wants to have at least, so that means greater than or equal to $200 by the end of the summer, and he's taking that $25 each week. So first, we're going to define uh, the amount for the week. So we'll let W equal number of weeks. All right. W will represent the number of weeks. Now, Vanessa, what would the inequality look like? You're starting with $500. You want at least 200. That means greater than or equal to 200 in the account by the end of the summer. And you're taking out $25 each week for expenses. So
So
what would your,
therefore,
just tell me what your inequality would look like.
you're doing 200 minus 500 subtract.
Well, that's close. Let me just put the greater than or equal here. Okay. Now let me put, okay. You just tell me what goes. It's got to be greater than or equal to, okay. Now, how much do you want in the account by the end of the summer?
$200.
$200. So we know that on the right side of this greater than the equal, we want an amount of 200, right? Now,
Okay.
what are we doing with that $500? And you on the right track. You said $500.
Yes, you're subtracting
That's right, 500. What are we subtracting?
um subtract $500 from 25.
25 what? 25?
$25.
Yeah,
Sorry,
$25 each week. That's
each
right.
week.
And but the week we represented by W. So this would be minus what, Vanessa?
W minus W
Well,
minus 25.
you got it.
$25
That
minus $25.
and W, because it's
W. Okay.
$25 per week, right? And W
Yes.
represents the number of weeks. So $500 minus the $25 per week times W, the number of weeks. It's got to be greater than or equal to $200, right?
Yes.
So write an inequality. So there's your inequality. The $500 he started with minus the $25 a week he's withdrawing, and what's left is $200. At least that means greater than or equal to $200.
Okay.
Okay, Maureen, are you okay with that?
Yeah.
All right. Now, Vanessa, what is the next step? We want to solve for W because it says how many weeks can Keith withdraw money from his account? So we've written our inequality. Now we want to find how many weeks Keith can withdraw money from his account, which means we want to calculate W. So what's your first step, Vanessa? Just remember, it's just like an equal. Whatever you do for an equal, you do if it's an inequality. So what would we do first?
So it's yeah, but you subtract 500 from
Okay.
$25.
Okay, subtract. No, the 500 you're going to subtract from both sides, right?
From both sides.
Right, from both sides. All right. So let's just do that. Let's just copy this and subtract the 500. Okay, so this would be minus 500 on the left, and it would be minus 500 on the right. Now, what do we get left on the left side, Vanessa?
300. No,
No, on the left side.
on the left side.
What do I have left? Remember,
Oh,
plus 500 and minus 500.
25W.
That's it. Minus 25W, right? Because that's a minus. Let's copy that. And the 500 comes out because 500 plus and 500 minus gives you 0. So you'll have minus 25W. There's the 500 coming out. And what do you have on the right side? What's a 200 minus a 500? What is that equal to, Vanessa?
200.
A plus 200 and minus 500 gives you what?
Plus 200. It would give you a negative 300.
That's right, negative 300. Very good. So let's, because you're subtracting, and of course you have more negative than you do positive, so this will be a minus 300. Then what is your next step? You're trying to find W. What's your next step?
Okay, trying to find W. W.
We're solving for W. So what do we do to both sides to get W?
Okay, because we're solving for W, what we do on one side, we do on the other side. So 25W. How do we do that? Let me see.
25W is a multiplication. What's the opposite of multiplication?
Division.
Division. So what do we do?
Or you divide 25.
Divide both sides by negative 25. Right? Because then that would just give you the W. So let's just put what we just said we are doing, dividing both sides by negative 25. Okay, so this would be a negative 25. Let's just put this and a negative 25. So that's negative 25 on the left and a negative 25 on the right. Okay, so what do we have left on the left side, Vanessa?
W.
That's right, W. It's the 25 over 25 gives you 1, or negative 25 over negative 25 gives you 1. So let's just copy that. And we just have W left, so let's just take out the take out the okay, we don't need the underline. Okay, take that out. What's the negative 300 divided by negative 25, Vanessa?
A negative
300 divided by 25. What would that be? 300 divided by 25. Vanessa, 300 divided by 25.
Are we doing it in decimal or fraction?
No, this is 300 over 25. You'll get a whole number,
Oh,
right? 300 divided by 25.
oh, 300.
Yeah, you get a whole number. What is it?
Yeah, oh, 12.
Yes, 12. That's right. So this would be, and this would be 12. Now, you remember the rule when we divide by a negative or multiply by negative. You do what? Remember the rule we went over, inequalities? When you divide by a negative, what do you do with the inequality? You reverse it, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
when you
Remember that?
divide, so you
Yes.
flip it from a division to a multiplication.
No, you
You make it
change the
greater, you make it less.
inequality. You change the
Change.
inequality, so greater becomes less.
Less.
Greater than or equal becomes less than or equal. So
Okay.
this would be, let's just put this here. Okay. This would then be a less than or equal. So let me find a less than or equal
Less than equal.
sign. One that I can copy. Okay, less than or equal. Here we go. So we just copy that less than or equals sign. And then what would that say in words? When we put that in words, what would that say? Maureen, what would that say in words?
What was saying word?
Let's put a less than. So we reverse the sign. The number of weeks is less than or equal to 12.
Equals to, yeah.
In words, what does that say about the withdrawal for expenses?
I know that you basically,
In words, what did it say, Vanessa? I'll just start you off. Keith can withdraw expenses for 12 weeks or less, right? Yeah, he can take out money, that $25 per week for 12 weeks or less. All right, weeks, less than or equal to 12. So in words, Keith can withdraw expenses for 12 weeks or less. All right. So we've answered both of the questions. We wrote the inequality, which is this. The number of weeks he can withdraw money from his account is 12 weeks or less. He can't do it for more than 12. Questions on number 1, inequality.
Okay.
All right. Vanessa, is that clear to you?
Yes, Ms. Barbara.
Yeah, you were on the right track when you said I've got to subtract, because if he's starting out with $500 and he would like to have at least $200 in the account at the end of the summer, then you've got to subtract out what he's withdrawing. That's why we said let W equal number of weeks. We know how much he's withdrawing, but we need a variable to represent the number of weeks that he can take money out of the account. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's try another problem. Okay, that was okay. All right, this one is a cab problem. Maureen, can you see that yellow cab?
Yeah.
Yellow cab taxi charges $1.75 flat rate in addition to 65 cents per mile. Katie has no more than $10 to spend on a ride. Right? Inequality represents Katie's situation and how many miles can Katie travel without exceeding her budget. All right. Now you can let, we'll just say M equal number of miles. Okay. What would the inequality look like, Maureen?
Okay, hold on. Okay. The fifth, you said, okay, addition, you put 1/6, you got, let me see, you put 175, right?
Okay, you want to put 175. Okay. What else?
Okay, minus the miles.
Minus the
And-
miles? That's an amount.
175 flat rate, an additional to 165.
So what is Katie paying for the cab? She's paying what?
$10.
No, she's not paying $10.
Yes, he has
That's her
oh,
limit. She has no more than $10 to
$10 for the
spend.
ride. Yeah.
So what is the cab charging?
175 flat rate.
Plus what?
65 cents.
65 cents a
And
mile.
any addition.
That's right. So what would that look like, Vanessa? 175 would be added to what?
It would be added to the 65 cents
Per mile. That's right. So
per
170.
mile. Yeah.
That's right. So that would be plus 65 cents times the number of miles, right? Because that
Yeah.
represents for 1 mile. And we say let M equal the number of miles. Now that amount cannot be more than $10. So that's got to be what? What would be the inequality?
It would be
Kid
less than-
has no more.
What would it be, Vanessa? What would be
Would
the
it be-
inequality symbol?
would it be less than? No.
Less than or equal.
Less than.
That's right. Very good.
Yes,
So
less
it'll be
than.
less than or equal. Okay, so let's get our symbol for less than or equal, which is this one.
This is the G going backward.
Less than or equal. Or if you want to say less than is the L. You flip that up, that's an L. Okay. So it's less than or equal to what, Vanessa?
$10.
That's it. Excellent. Very good. Because that's what Katie has to spend. So $1.75 for the flat rate plus the 65 cents per mile. That total has to be less than or equal to $10. So that's your inequality that represents Katie's situation. Now, what do we do next, Vanessa?
Okay, we add the 175 plus the 0.65.
No, you can't add that because you don't know what M is. See, M, you've got to calculate.
Yes.
So what do I do to both sides, the first step, in order to calculate M?
Use 175
What would I do with the 175?
on both sides.
What operation? Subtract, add, multiply, divide.
Subtraction.
That's it. Very good. Subtract 1.75 from both sides. Okay, so let's just do that. Let's take the 175. Let's take this whole inequality, copy it, and subtract the 175 from both sides. Okay, so this will be minus 175 on the left. And it will be minus 175 on the right. Okay, what do we get left on the left side? This is M.
Okay, we just get on the left
M
side.
M, and this M is not with the 175. Okay.
Yes.
So what do we have on the left side?
0.65 M.
That's it. Perfect. Okay, so let's just copy that over. Take out our 175. Okay, so 0.65 M. Take out the 175. Okay. Now, what do we do next, Vanessa?
What do we do next? Oh, here is where, okay, here is on both sides. So therefore we have to multiply now.
No, we didn't finish this. You've got to take the 1.75 from 10.
From 10.
What does that give you?
1.75 from 10, it would be 825.
Right, 825. So let's put 825 here, 8.25. It's $8.25. Okay. Now what do we do to both sides?
Okay, now, because we want to get what is M.
Right.
So we multiply.
Opposite.
No, we divide.
That's it. Very good. Do the opposite of multiplication. Divide both
60 sides by 65.
By 6,500. Okay. Let's do that. Okay. Now let's just copy this. Let's put the 65 divided. Okay, so let's just put.
Yeah, but you still want addition.
Okay, let's put the 0.65.
Miss Barbara, how you get the 825?
Vanessa will tell you. Vanessa,
Okay.
tell her how you got it.
Because the 10, remember it's $10 KT has. So per mile, we just looking at the flat rate for now. So you have to take 175 from 10, and that's how you ended up with 825.
Right up here, she subtracted the 175 from the 10.
Okay.
Got it, Maureen? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. She did it to both sides. She subtracted, and on the left side, it's canceled out because they are zero,
Yes.
right?
Okay.
1.75 and minus is zero. But she had to do the subtraction from the 10, and that's how she got the 825. Okay, now when we divide this, okay. So what do we get on the left side, Vanessa?
We have M remaining.
Just M, okay? Then what is, and this is the small m, just be consistent. So what's 8.25 divided by 0.65? Have your calculator? 8.25, 8.25 divided by 0.65.
8.25 divided by 0.65.
What is that equal
I
to?
don't think this is right.
What is that equal to?
I'm getting
8.25.
I think this is wrong. 12.69.
No, that's not right.
No.
That's not wrong. That's correct. You're getting 12.69, right?
That'd be 13.
No.
Oh.
It will be
Oh,
12.
God.
This time you don't round up because
Okay.
this is the real world, right?
Uh,
And that means that she cannot exceed 12 miles.
oh, I
Okay.
see.
Okay. 12 miles is the maximum number that Katie can travel in the cab. All right. That's the maximum amount because she can't go to 13, right?
Mhm.
Okay, this is the case. You don't round up because you round up, you're going to be over the
Uh,
$10. But she has to be what? Less than or equal to the 10. So it should be 12 miles. You got it?
mhm.
Okay, very good. All right, let's go. I think we have another one here I want you to try. Okay, let's see. All right, this one is okay. All right, Maureen, tell me this one. Sarah is selling bracelets and earrings to make money for summer vacation. We have the bracelets cost $2, the earrings $3. She needs to make at least $500. Tell me the inequality.
Okay.
Now, you can let B equal to what? The number.
Of bracelets.
That's right. Number of bracelets. And that means let what? E equal number of earrings. So tell me the inequality. What would it look like?
Yeah, Sarah is selling bracelets and earrings.
She needs to make at least $500.
Mhm.
So what would this look like?
Oh, boy.
Tell me what to write. The bracelets cost $2.
Yeah,
Earrings cost $3.
$3. So you can write the bracelets for $2.
So tell me what to write.
I just can't remember how to write it.
Oh, you
Okay, you got to
write it.
put the number of bracelets and the number of earrings.
Think about it. If the bracelets cost $2 and she sold 4 bracelets, how much would she make on the bracelets?
$8
How did you get the 8?
by multiplying 2 by 4.
Okay, so you say 2 times B, right?
Okay.
Just like you said, 2 times 4, the B is the variable that represents the number of bracelets. So you
Like the
say
two or two
2B,
times
and what else would
2B
I write? 2B what?
and three E, which
Okay,
is
so
earring,
plus,
right?
plus, right?
Last.
The earrings 3, that's right, be $3 for the earrings times E. And that's limited by what? I mean, she needs to make at least 500.
$100. Yeah.
So what would my inequality symbol be?
Greater least is
Greater
least,
than or equal. That's
least.
right.
Yeah.
Greater than or equal would be at least than. So we'll just get a greater than or equal symbol. Okay, here's one here. Okay, so we put out greater than or equal. Okay, so greater than or equal is our inequality symbol. And what would that be? Greater than or equal what, Maureen?
The 500.
500. In other words, the amount she makes from the bracelets plus the amount she makes from the earrings must be greater than or equal to 500. Okay, so that would be the inequality. Now, if she will sell more than 50 bracelets, Sarah knows that she will sell more than 50 bracelets. What would that inequality look like?
That would be more than.
Well, what would I write? Tell me what to write. Well, you've got this inequality. $2 times the number of bracelets plus $3 times the number of earrings must be greater than or equal to 500. Now, what would this, if she knows she would sell more than 50 bracelets, what would that inequality look like?
It would look like, I don't know, less than. I don't know.
Vanessa, you
That
know
was
what
like,
that would look like? This,
Would it
this,
be a multiplication?
I want to show that she'll sell more than 50 bracelets. What would that inequality look like?
So therefore, it's supposed to be 2B,
No,
which is
B,
okay.
it says she will sell more than 50 bracelets, right? B represents the number of bracelets.
so
So
that means
B would be, we write
they
B.
will divide both sides.
No,
Just multiply first, then
I'm
divide.
starting you off. B must be what?
B must be 50.
More than.
More, yeah, because it said more than.
More
So
than means greater than. So what would
greater
my
than.
symbol be?
Turn towards the B.
No, tell me my
Turn
More than, the
the,
more than symbol.
okay, so the greater than symbol, right?
Yes.
So that's the greater than symbol. And what
right.
follows that? Vanessa?
50.
That's it. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. She knows she will sell more than 50. That inequality is that the number of bracelets greater than 50. That's it. More than is the greater than symbol. B represents bracelets. She'll sell more than 50. So that's greater than 50. If it were less than, if it says she knows she'll sell less, that's right. It would be B less than 50. Okay. If it were greater than or equal, then of course the symbol would be B greater than or equal 50. Any questions?
No.
Okay. So now we have some more inequalities we'll do before we get to our algebra. So let's see. Let's go to all right, here we go. Okay. Can you see this task math inequalities worksheet number 1?
Task marks.
Can you see that?
No, Miss Barbara, I'm not
Okay,
But
seeing
let
it.
me
you
go
finished the
to,
one we was doing?
yeah, let me go to
Yeah.
the new screen. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yes.
okay. Now, these are some other inequalities, word problems, but actually I'm giving you the explanation for them. I just want to make sure you understand them. Now, when we say a sum of a number and 5 is less than minus 12, the sum, that means added. 5 less than means subtracting, right? The sum of a number and 5, that means you're adding a number and 5. And it is, in the case of inequality, it would be less than minus 12. This is the way the inequality would look. Sum x plus 5, that's the sum of a number and 5, less than, there's the less than symbol, minus 12. So first you write your inequality and then you solve it just like we did before. In this case, you have a 5, you subtract the 5 from both sides, you get x less than a minus 17. So the answer is any value less than a negative 17. Give me 2 values less than a negative 17, Maureen.
Two values left than 17.
Yes,
I would say 15 and 13.
plus 15.
No.
I want you to give me values less than, numbers less than negative 17. And what did you say, Maureen?
I said 13 and 15.
Plus or minus?
Minus
Okay, so you said a minus 13. And what else?
15.
And minus 15. Vanessa, is that correct? Are those numbers less than a negative 17?
Those numbers less than a negative 17.
Yes, that's the question. Maureen said a minus 13 and a minus 15 are both less than a minus 17. My question to you, is Maureen correct?
Let me see. Let me look at the number line.
Yeah, look at the number line.
Let me look at the number line. Because less than a number.
Okay.
List. One moment. Just let me.
Let's go to new share. Okay. Okay. There's a number line, right?
Mm-hmm.
0.
I haven't even got the number line in.
This is plus. You have your number line. This is negative, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say that's 1, 2. Okay. Let's go here. This is a minus 1, minus 2, right? Now, in this direction, increasing. That's increase, right?
Mm-hmm.
And notice we're going from left to right. That's increase. Okay, if we go this way, that's decrease. So that means, let's see, just say I had a minus 15 here. Okay.
Where are you at?
And over here, I've got a minus 16. Maureen, which one is bigger? This one or this one?
This one, 16.
You said the 16 is bigger?
Yeah.
But notice I said from this direction to this direction is a decrease. So that means a minus 16 is smaller than a minus 15,
Oh,
right?
uh-huh.
The number may be bigger, but the negative
Oh,
makes it smaller.
I see.
Okay, so when I ask you a number less than a minus 17, you told me 15, but they're actually greater. So to get something smaller than a minus 17, I would need something like a minus 18.
18,
And
yes.
it's
Yeah,
18
because
and
when you go on
16.
the number line and you look at
That
it,
yes,
yes.
yeah.
So that's what I was about to do, but same time a call came in. So sorry about that.
That's okay.
I
So
got the number line
increase from
anyhow.
left to right, decrease from right to left. So
Okay.
even though these numbers are getting bigger, the value of it is getting smaller.
Smaller.
Okay. All right. So a minus 2 is bigger than a minus 18. See, it's closer to the 0. That's one way you know it's closer to the 0. The farther away you get from the 0 over here on the left, the smaller your number. On the right, the farther away you get from the 0, the bigger your number. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go.
Yes.
Okay, let's go back to our. All right. So when I said numbers less than minus 17, Maureen, it wouldn't be minus 13. Now give me two numbers less than a
You
minus
go
17.
to like negative 18.
Yeah, negative
Go like
18.
negative 19, negative
Yeah, that's
18.
right.
Yes.
Negative 19.
You just
Yeah, anything, all the bigger numbers. Say
yes, you
negative.
just look at the number line. Yes.
Yes, negative 25. Those are numbers less than negative 17. Even though the absolute value is bigger, it's actually less. It's further away from 0 on the number line. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. Remember that now with your number line, because you're going to see those again on problems. Okay.
Hey, we got to make a number line.
Yeah,
I don't got one.
Well, try to picture it try to picture the number line where you draw the line, put a 0 in the center, put the plus on the right, plus the negative on the left. As you get further away from the 0, your number's getting smaller on the left, but it's getting bigger on the right because a plus 25 is bigger than a plus 10. Okay. All right, let's look at number 2. Can everyone see number 2? David has scored 110 points in the first level of a game. To play the third level, he needs more than 250 points. To play the third level, how many points should he score in the second level? Now, he already has 110, right? So the second level, we let that be represented by X. So in the first 2 levels, the second level plus what he has, 110, and we write the inequality. So we want to have more than 250. So that means the sum of what we have plus the second level must be greater than the 250. So there's our inequality. X plus 110 must be greater than 250. Solve it just like we do an equality. Subtract the 110 from both sides, and you get X greater than 140. That means the second level must score more than 140 to get to play in the third level. Any questions on number 2? Questions? Okay. I think I'll let you try number 3. Let's see. Let's go to number 3.
Check. Right here. What?
Okay, let's look at number 3. Vanessa, read number 3.
You gotta come down a little lower.
Can you see it?
You gotta
A
come
little
down
lower. A little lower. Can you bring it down a little lower?
Okay. So that, all right, let's see.
Okay.
Let me go back up. Okay, can you see it?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. Vanessa, read number 3.
An employer recruits experienced X and fresh workman Y for his firm under the condition he cannot employ more than 9 people. If 5 freshmen are recruited, how many experienced men have to be recruited? What write the inequality?
So what would the inequality looks like?
Okay, an employer recruits experience. X, experience is X and freshman is Y, right?
Right.
Say, so therefore it's X plus Y.
Okay, very good. X plus
Y.
Y. Okay, that's the small x because X represents the experience.
Yes,
Y represent the freshman.
freshman.
And what's the inequality symbol?
Um, just now, just now, you cannot do more than 9, right? More than. So it's a more than sign.
It cannot employ more than 9
And
people.
9 people.
So
Yes.
you're saying this should be greater than?
Yeah, greater than. Greater than.
X plus Y. He cannot employ more than.
Yeah, more than. More than.
So if he cannot employ more than, that means it's got to be less than.
Less than.
Less than. Oh, it's less
Oh,
than.
yeah, it's got to be less than. So this would be,
The sign facing the 9.
so this would be less than,
It's in the opposite direction.
okay.
Away
So
from the
let
Y.
me put this.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'll get the less than, okay. Okay, this will be less than, find the symbol. Less than or equal. Okay, there we go. Okay, so X plus Y has to be less than or equal to 9,
9.
right?
Yes.
Okay, now X represents the experience and Y represents the fresh workman.
Freshman.
So I can substitute what here?
Substitute 5.
That's right.
No.
5, that's right. For what? Which one?
5.
X or Y?
Y.
Right. Substitute 5 for Y.
Y.
That's the freshman.
Freshman.
So do that. Put the 5 in there. Okay. All right. Let's put. Okay. So put the 5 for the Y. Okay. X plus 5 less than or equal to 9. So what do I do next, Vanessa?
Less.
I'm solving for X.
Yes.
which is the experienced people. So what do I do?
You're serving for X, right?
Yes,
Okay. What you do on one side, you have to do on the other side.
right. So what am I going to do? What operation?
Minus.
Yeah, subtract. That's right.
Yeah,
Subtract.
subtract.
And I'll subtract 5 from both sides, right?
Sides, yes.
Okay, so what do I have left on the
X.
okay, that's right. Subtract 5 from both sides. Okay, so on the left I'll have, and let me just put it here, the 5, okay, of what we said we're doing, the subtraction. So this will be x plus 5 minus 5, okay, and then 9 minus 5 on the right. And so you said, Vanessa, we'd have just x. What will we have on the right side?
Okay. Okay, so therefore you'll have 4.
Right, 9 minus
Positive
5
4.
is 4. So x, let's just copy that, less than or equal. And 9 minus 5 would be 4. So that means how many experienced people, men, have to be recruited? Less than or equal to 4. Okay. He can recruit 4 or less experienced people so that he doesn't get more than the 9. All right. Questions on number 3. All right. Let's look at another question, another word problem. We want to translate it to the, okay. We want to try this one. What was that? Number 3? What was that? Number 3? Okay. That was number 3. Let's go to number 4. Here is number 4. Can you see it, Chris? Right here. Maureen, read number 4.
Chris want to order DVDs over the internet. Each DVD costs $15.99, and shipping the entire order costs $9.99. If he can spend up to 100, how many DVDs would he buy?
Okay. And I'm saying let D equal the number of DVDs. So tell me
Yeah.
the inequality. What would it look like?
Yeah, it'd be like the five, the 15.99.
Okay. So you want me to write 15.99? Okay.
Uh-huh.
15.99.
Then you got to do, okay, let's do just similar to what we had just now, right? 15.99. Then you got to put in the cost of the shipping.
What does the 15.99 represent?
The 15 represent the amount of money for the CDs
Each. The
each
cost of each.
Of
Mean
each.
1.
of
That's
each
right.
CD.
So
Mhm.
what would that 15.99 be multiplied by?
By $9.99.
No. What would it be
It,
multiplied by, Vanessa?
the 9, it would be multiplied by, let me see, each
15.99.
by $100. No,
No.
it cannot.
15.99 is the cost.
For
Each
1.
DVD costs 15.99. D is the number of DVDs. So the
D, yes.
15.99 would be multiplied by
By
D,
D. Oh, D,
right?
yes.
Yes,
So
because each DVD costs 15.99. So the 15.99 would be multiplied by D. And then you add that to what?
The 9.99.
That's right.
Mhm.
The shipping cost, $9.99. And that can't not be greater than $100. So what would
Yes.
my symbol be?
It will
Less
be
than
greater.
100.
Okay.
The
Less
sum
than
of
100.
this has to be less than
Less
or
than.
equal. That's right. So let's
That's
put the,
done.
they are less than
Less
or
than.
equal. So let's
So
put,
turn it from the numbers.
that's right. So let's put less than or equal the $100, right? Okay. That's the inequality. Now, how do we calculate the number of DVDs he could buy? What's the next step? Trying to solve for D, the number of DVDs he could buy. What's the next step, Maureen? What do I do next? I'm trying to solve for D.
Trying to solve for D. Just because you're trying to solve for D.
Vanessa, what do I do next?
Okay. What you do on one side, you do on the other side.
Yes.
So you. This is not a subtract.
Yeah, you're right. Subtract. Because the
Subtract.
$9.99 is added, so you're going to subtract,
Yes.
right? Very good.
Subtract.
Subtract.
15.99 from both sides.
No, the $15.99 is connected to D, so you can't
To D.
subtract that. So what do you
Oh,
subtract?
9.99
That's right, $9.99 from
both sides.
both sides. Okay. Okay, so let's do that. Let's copy this and do our subtraction. Okay. And that would be minus 99 on the left, minus 99 on the right. Okay. And on the left, I'm left with just the 15.99D, right? So let's just copy that. Take out our 9.99 because the plus 99, the minus 99 goes to 0. So we will not have the 9.99s here. So 15.99D less than or equal to, and what's 100 minus 9.99?
100. Like, how do we say 9? 89.99. Is it that? I think so, right?
What do you get?
89.99. Divide? No,
No,
minus. You
that's
said
a subtraction.
yes.
100
Oh,
minus
90.
9.99.
90.09.
What do you get?
Is it 100? You said 100 minus 9.99.
Yes.
Yes.
What do you get?
90.09.
Isn't that 90.01?
Yes, 90 point. What am I saying? I'm Vanessa, hear you. Come on.
Okay.
90.01.
90.01. Okay. Now what's your next step?
Okay. So therefore we have to divide.
Okay. Right. Divide by the 15.99.
15, yes, divide both sides.
Divide both sides by 15.99. Okay, so you're going to take this and put the 15.99 as the dividend for both of those. Okay. Okay, so let's put the 15.99 and the 15.99 here. Okay, so we've got okay, 15.99 both sides. Okay, let's just make that closer. Okay, so on the left, I just get D, right? What do I get on the right side, Vanessa? 9001 divided by 15.99.
1 moment. Okay, 90.1. No, let me get this thing because I'll get it wrong. Let me go ahead. 90.1. 104.
What do you get?
1 moment. Oh, 5.62914.
Okay, 5 point rounded off to 6.3, right?
Okay.
Now, what does that mean? How many DVDs could he buy?
He can only buy 6 DVDs.
6? You sure?
Violet?
Oh, you don't round this up to 6. Yes, Maureen.
Yeah.
Okay, so therefore you can only buy 5.
Right.
I had get cut off. Got this kid turned off before he first.
Oh, you got cut off?
Yeah.
Only buy 5 DVDs.
But Miss Barbara,
Yes.
I understand. Yes, sometimes we can do it. Because for me, if I'm doing this is a simple. Okay, we already know the shipping, the entire order is $9.99, right? He
Right.
wants to know. He has $100. For me, I would, and I sure they would have this to the closest. So what I would do than to work this, I would work it out my head like that is what I plan to do.
Well, you can. I mean, unless you given like multiple choice and they give you inequalities and ask you to pick them out, you could really, you're right, Vanessa, you could work this
Yes.
out easier because what you could do, you could round off the $10 and just the $10 subtract from 100, you got $90, right?
Yes.
Round this off to
To
16.
$16.
90 divided
Yeah.
by 16 goes how many times?
Divided by 16.
Yeah.
Good.
And you let
6.25.
well
But
well
no,
no
90 is
divided
90.
by 16.
Yes, 90 divided by 16.
90
Good.
divided
5.625.
That's right. And so you got 5.
And you got it. For
That's
me,
it.
this is what when you came up with it, and I said, Miss Barbara going through this like in my mind. I said, Miss Barbara going through this. I would just do that, just this.
No, if you were given this problem and you weren't limited to inequalities, then the
Okay.
easiest way would just be to round this off to $10, subtract it from 100, get 90,
Yes.
round this off
From
to
this to
16,
16.
divide the 90 by 16, you get 5 point something, and you say, well,
Mhm.
I can only buy 5.
5, yes.
That's it. But
Yes.
this was to practice setting up an inequality.
Equality. Yes, and
Yeah,
inequality.
but you're
Yes,
absolutely
that's
right.
true.
If you're not limited by inequalities, this is mental math problem, right?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, if you just said how many DVDs could he buy, you didn't have
Yes.
to. You weren't asked to pick out
set
an
it up.
inequality, whatever. That would be the simplest way to do it. Just
Yes.
round these off, subtract, divide, come up with 5. You're right. Absolutely. We did it like this because we're practicing how to set up the
Yes, the
inequality.
setups. Yes, that's true.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
But you're absolutely right. This is a mental math problem. How many DVDs could you buy? You could just do it by rounding because these are nice numbers for rounding. That's $10. That's $16. 10 from 100, 90. 90 divided by 16, 5 point something. You can buy 5 DVDs. That's it. Finished. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. It looks like you're understanding the inequalities. Now we will go to some algebra problems.
Miss Barbara, could you send this to us?
Oh, yes, I will be sending you everything we go over
Just like-
today. You'll be
Okay,
getting,
great.
and also it will be on the YouTube, the session for the ones who may have missed and want to see it on the YouTube.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Now we're going to look at some algebra. Some algebra. Okay. All right. Now this is the algebra worksheet.
Mhm.
I want to see how much algebra you know. Let's look at number 1. I'll give you a couple of minutes to read it and tell me what is the answer. Now remember,
Oh, which one, Miss Barbara? I still have up the same.
Oh,
Share movie it, share movie it.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
I didn't do the you see it now?
Yes.
TASC Math Algebra Worksheet number 1.
Mhm.
Everybody see that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Remember when we say less than, what operation is that?
Minus.
Minus, that's subtraction, right? Less
Yeah.
than is subtraction.
Subtraction.
Is mean what? What operation is is?
Is
All right,
means
what you just say.
is-
Less than means subtraction. Keep that in mind. Subtraction. Okay. When you say something is, what does that mean? What symbol is that? Equal.
Equal. Okay, you could
That's
say
right.
is
Equal.
equal to
Yeah.
or
When you say is, the width of a rectangle is, that means equal. For less than means subtraction. So when you see is means equal. So that's how you can translate the words into the math. More than means what? What does more
means
than
to
mean?
add.
That's it. If you saw more than means addition.
Exactly how I fix my split when it crashes.
Who's talking? Maureen, you got someone talking?
That is multi-pass hallway.
Oh, okay. More than means addition. Now, when you see twice something, what does that mean?
Multiply.
That's right. Multiply by 2. Okay. 3 times would be multiplied by 3. So twice something means you multiply by 2. So those are ways you can translate the word into the math. Now, knowing that, what is the answer for number 1?
Yes.
Okay, let me see.
Width is, I mean, width, and they said the width is W equal 4 less than half the length. Half the length means multiplication, right? where here they're using L for length and W for width. What would you say the answer is, Vanessa?
Let me see. Because it said let me see, it's less than.
Width of a rectangle is 4 less than.
It's set to less than
Width
4.
is, that means W for the width,
Width
equal.
of the
That's why it all says
rectangle
W
is
equal. 4 less than half the length. 4 less than means you're subtracting the 4,
4
right?
less than.
And what are you subtracting it from?
The half.
The half.
Half of the length. So what is the answer, Vanessa?
4 less than half.
What is the answer?
Width is 4 minus.
And so which one would you say?
Width.
You're subtracting the 4, and the length is, you're taking half of it, so it means you're multiplying. So which one is it?
4. So is it A?
Okay, let's see what A says. A says length subtracted from 4. But that's not what you were told, were you?
No.
You said the rectangle is 4 less than half the length.
Oh, it's D.
B
I think it's-
says,
No,
Okay.
not B. D.
D, you said D,
D.
but that's saying 4 minus half the length.
I was saying B.
You said B?
Hmm.
B is saying length minus 4 and then take half of it.
Mhm.
But that's not what it's saying. It says the width is 4 less
So it's C
than
then.
half the length. Yeah,
Yeah, it's C.
yeah, because half the length is 1/2 the length. 1/2 times L.
Oh.
Subtracting 4 means less than, 4 less than, 4 subtracted. See, when you see 4 less than, that means you got to look for an answer that you're subtracting 4. This
C.
is not subtracting 4. This is saying 4 minus 1/2. This is not subtracting 4. This is saying L from 4. All right?
Oh, yeah, because
The only ones where you see subtracting of 4 is B and C. But it's not B, because B says half of the length minus 4. But it didn't say that. It says half the length. So half the length is 1/2 L.
Mhm.
Got it? So one, in other words, 1/2 L is half the length.
Let's see.
Is half the length. So 1/2 L is half the length. So it's 4 less than that. That means you're going to subtract the 4 from the 1/2 L, and that's only C. C is the only one that satisfies what the words say.
Okay.
Right?
Length. Okay.
4. Make sure you understand this, because you'll see these again now.
Yes.
4 less. Once you see that, your answers should have 4 subtracted from something. So it can't be A and it can't be D because 4 is not subtracted from anything in A or D.
Mm.
4 is subtracted in B, but it didn't say 1/2 of the length minus 4. It says is 4 less than half the length. See, this is saying 4 less than the length and then take 1/2 of it. Is, in other words, 1/2 of the length less than 4, which is not the same as saying 4 less than half the length.
Mhm.
You see the difference? This is saying take 4 from the length and then take 1/2 of it. But that's not what this is saying. It says 4 less than, that means 4 subtracted from half the length, which is what C says. 4 subtracted from half the length. So you see the difference?
Yes.
So it has to be C. Okay, answer has to be C. But like I said, you could eliminate answers by saying, which of these am I not subtracting 4 from? A and D. So it can't be those. Now you're down to B and C. Okay.
Mhm.
And C is the one that says 4 less than half the length. Questions? So if you see one like this again, you'll be able to get it, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Should hope.
Oh yes, you'll be, at least you'll be able to eliminate certain answers, and that's how you can do well on multiple choice questions. Is that if you can eliminate answers, then you can narrow your odds of getting it correct, because now you have 1 out of 2 versus 1 out of 4. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let's look at number 2. Number 2. Let's go to. I'm gonna put all that on the next. Okay. Now, what do you notice about number 2? What do you see there?
What is the sum of?
47 minus x plus 7.
Yeah, these are fractions, except they have
2x
variables in
plus
them,
5.
but they're really fractions, right?
Uh,
So what do you notice about number 2?
let me
What do
see.
they, what do you see in common with those 2 expressions?
One has a the first one, it
What,
has a negative x, and the other one is a plus 2x.
no, what do you notice that's the same for those 2 expressions? When I say expressions, that's an
Down to
expression
bottom.
and
2x.
that's an expression. What do you see in
Okay.
common?
You have the
2x
same.
plus 4 and
Mhm.
2x plus 4.
Yeah, which is the denominator, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
The
the denominators are
denominators
the
are the
same.
same. Now,
yeah.
let me just give you this. If you had 1/4, okay, let's say if you had 1/6 plus 4/6, what would that be equal to, Vanessa?
Because the denominators are the same, it would be 5/6.
That's it. Very good. Now, the same thing happens when they're variables. If they're the same denominators, you can add the numerators. You got it?
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
like you did here. Vanessa, you said 1 plus 4 is 5. And you just right away said 5/6. That's right. So
Yes.
up here, they have the same denominators, so you can add the numerators.
Yes.
Add those, tell me the answer.
See?
What did you get, Vanessa?
I haven't done, I'm doing it now. negative x plus 7,
Okay, let's see.
7,
I see. 3 and
7
12.
plus
Should be
this here,
4.
2x plus 5.
So you're gonna use this is a plus because the and means to add. Okay. So we're adding this. Now, this is the same as minus x
Okay. Okay, so
plus
therefore,
7. What do you get,
yes.
Vanessa?
So therefore you would have x plus 12.
That's it. That's the
So
answer.
so that's a, let me see. Am I right? Yes, a.
The sum of the numerators,
Mhm.
and this would be divided by 2
2x plus 4.
x plus 4. Since they're the same denominator, you just add up the numerators. Minus x plus 7 plus 2x plus 5. And this would be equal
X plus
to
12.
what? X
X plus 12.
plus 12. And this would be over. Take out this. We don't need this. And 2x plus 12. 2x plus 4, the denominator.
X.
So that's why I was asking you what does it have in common? Because they have the same denominators, so it means you're going
Yes.
to add up the numerators. So that matches what? Answer A.
A.
All right. Answer
A.
A. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you have something like this, you want to see what can you apply from something where it may not be variables. And like, that's why I put the 1, 6, the 4, 6, Vanessa, you right away said 5, 6. You added up the numerators because you say, well, the denominators are the same. You can add the numerators, right? And you do
Yes.
the same thing here,
Okay.
okay? Now I want you to try, I want to try another one like that. Let's see. Let me change this. I want you to try this one. Okay. So you got that one, and I'll give you one, same denominator. Okay. Except now, let's see. Okay. This is going to be y plus 7, and I'll keep this as minus 5y. Okay. Minus 15. This is going to be over the same. This is going to be over the same denominator. So this will be 3a plus 14. And this is 3a plus 14. I want you to tell me the answer. So this is, all this is over. This is, okay. Now you see it has the same
Plus
denominator, 3a plus
14.
14. So you can add the numerators, and what do you get? What's the answer, Vanessa?
So therefore it's negative 4y.
Okay, so you're getting, put this here. So you're saying it's equal to negative
4y.
4y.
And negative 8.
Okay, negative 8
Mhm.
and
Over
over, okay. So we put this over our 3a plus 14, right?
yes.
That's the answer. Is that what you
Yes.
got, Maureen? Maureen, you get the same answer? Maureen? I don't think she's on. Okay, so what you did, Vanessa, you added the y and the minus 5y. That's a subtraction. And you have more
Yeah.
negative than positive, so that becomes minus 4y. And then you
Yeah.
had a plus 7 and a minus 15, so you subtract again, and it's a
Yes.
negative, and that's a negative 8. Okay,
Mhm.
very good. All right, let's go to number 3, another algebra problem. And this is just this is one where I want you to.
Okay, can you hear me now, Miss Barbara? Miss
Yes,
Barbara?
I was asking
Okay.
you, did you get the same answer?
Yeah,
You got the same thing that Vanessa got,
yeah,
minus 4y
yeah,
minus 8, all
yeah,
over 3a plus 14.
yeah.
Okay. So the key here is when fractions have the same denominators, you add the numerators, regardless if they're constants, variables, or a combination of constants and variables. Okay. Now let's go to our next problem. And this one, an example of an algebraic expression. Now, you know the difference. We went through expressions and coefficients, constants. You know the difference in expressions, terms,
An example of an
equations,
algebraic
inequalities.
expression is
An example of algebra.
Which
Y
of these
equals
is an example of an algebraic expression?
let's see.
B because equal term.
Is it B?
It gotta be B. Kind of nothing.
You said B.
Uh-huh.
What do you say, Vanessa?
B, Miss Barbara.
That is correct. That is correct. Algebraic expressions do not have equals or inequalities.
Yes.
I know.
Okay.
And it doesn't have MXD.
Right. It has no. This is an equal. That's why this
Right,
is not
right,
an algebraic
right,
expression.
right.
This is a inequality less than an
It's
equal.
equal.
This is an equal. So the algebraic expressions that are made up of, they could be addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division, but they do not have equality signs or inequality signs.
Okay.
That's why we call them expressions. But they do have terms, like that's a term, that's a term.
Yeah,
that's
term.
a
It has
term.
3 terms.
Yes, 3 terms. The terms could be variables. It could be a combination, like here, this is a constant and a variable, and this is a constant. Okay. So that's the difference. That's great. You can, so you know the difference between expression and say an equation or an inequality. Okay, let's go to number 4. I'm glad to see you remember that. Now, here's an inequality. See if you can pick out the right one. Okay.
Jeremy is
Pyramids
hosting
are
a
small.
holiday party.
Which inequality would be correct? Which inequality can be used to determine how many bags Jeremy would need to buy? Each bag contains 18 candy bars, and he has 80 children that he is giving those candy bars to.
That's next month. 18.
C represents the number of bags.
C, where's the C is the bags, right?
What?
I say C is the bags.
C is the
The
number of
bag.
bags, and each bag contains
That is
18, and
that
he
is
has 80 children he's hosting for.
oh so I don't I figured A, but I ain't sure. I said D. No.
What do you say, Vanessa?
Let me see.
Two greater, two less.
Eight, 18 bags.
Put the answer here. You gave me the answer, and that was correct. WER is B. That's correct. Okay, so what did you say, Vanessa? What is your answer? A, B, C, or D?
Yes. Um, just party for
That
18
is D.
children.
The children
You will
is
give
less.
each
Eight.
child at least one candy bar. If each bag of candies contains 18 candy bars,
I feel my answer to D now.
Maureen, you changing the D? C over 18?
let me see.
God, the C is for children, the cat bags. While the bags is less than the
Yeah,
kids.
C is for bags.
Yeah.
C equal to bags of candy,
And,
right?
mm-hmm.
One bag equal 18
And
candy bars. Write down what's given, right? 80 children to get candy bars.
18 bags.
80 children to get candy bars. How many bags will she buy?
80, 80 children.
And they get
To,
80 to get at least one candy bar. Each. 80 children to get at least one candy bar each. So you want each child to get at least one candy bar. How many bags do you need to buy? What inequality shows that you'll have enough bags?
can't have more than.
This is a small
This is
c.
less than. More than.
So Maureen, what you said your answer was?
At first I said A, but then I switched to D.
Okay, so Vanessa, what are you saying?
26 bags. How many bags you need to buy? This is completely out.
Excuse me. So if each child should get at least one, you know you need at least 80, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So now ask yourself, how many bags of 18 do I need to get at least 80?
Oh, I see. Big then.
So could
At least is the opposite direction. Okay.
No, at
Uh,
least means
A
greater
is
than or
greater.
equal. At least means
Yes.
greater than or equal.
Greater than, greater than, or equal. Oh, I see.
Vanessa, you got it figured
Greater.
out?
could
What
it
is
be
it?
A?
A is the answer. Why did you change, Maureen? Maureen looked at it and said, no, D. No, remember I said 80 children get at least one candy bar
Okay.
each, right?
Yeah.
That means you need at least 80
18
bars,
bars.
correct?
Yes.
And
Mhm.
if
Yeah.
18 in a bag, you've got to say, how many bags do I need to get 80?
Mhm.
So it means that you've got to have 18 times the number of bags has to be greater than or equal to 80 so that each child gets a bag, right?
Okay. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Follow?
Yeah. Damn it.
So when you ask yourself, you said, okay, I need at least 80 bars. I have 18 in a bag. So if I divide 80 by 18, I get the number of bags, right? So that means 18 times the number of bags has to be greater than or equal to 80.
Um,
Got it? Vanessa, is
yes.
that how you figured it out?
Yes, Miss Barbara. Because
Okay.
that's what I was looking at.
Yeah, because you need at least 80 bars. So 18 into 80 would be how many? That's how many I'd have to have for each one to get at least a candy bar. That would be the
It
number of
can be.
bags. So how many
Yes.
how many bags would you need? Say if you had to solve this, how many bags would you need?
How many bags?
Yes. How many? How many
One
bags
moment.
would you need, Maureen?
It's like 44 bags.
How many?
Either 4 or
And each
44
bag
bags.
has 18 candy
Each has
bar.
18.
Candy
Yeah.
bar. Each
How
bag
many
has 8.
18s are there in 80?
How many 18s and 80?
Yeah,
You would have to buy more. You would have to buy 5 bags. So you get 90.
that's it. Very good, Vanessa. You got it. You hear that, Maureen?
Yeah.
You'd have how many bags you'd have to buy? How many
5.
just
5.
yeah, because you need it for each one to have a candy bar, so you can't buy a partial bag. So you have to buy at least five bags. Because four
Would give you
bags would give you
72.
72. That's not enough, right?
Okay.
4 times 18
Yes.
is 72. But 5 bags, 90, everybody will have a candy bar, you'll have some left over. Got it?
Yeah.
You see it, Maureen?
Yeah.
When you ask yourself that, you says, well, 18 candy bars in a bag, and I know I need 80. If I buy 4 bags, I've got 72. That's not enough.
Mhm.
So I know to be greater than equal to 80, I have to have 5. And 18 times 5 is 90, which is greater than or equal to 80. It's actually greater than. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. Any questions on using the inequalities in algebra? This is an algebra problem using inequalities. Answer A. Okay, let's look at the last one.
That's number 5.
And number 5. Okay. I'll give you a chance to read it and you tell me what the answer is.
Okay.
Can you bring it down some more, Miss Barbara? I'm not
Need to
seeing.
bring it down? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, let me bring it down. Can you see it now?
Thank you.
Okay.
Marina, are you seeing it?
Yeah.
Can you see it? Okay. So I
Okay.
give you a chance to read it and you tell me the answer. Probability possible over total. You remember your probability formula, right?
They got 40 students.
Probability. Go ahead, Maureen. It's okay to think out loud. Possible outcomes over total.
What is the probability that a student
Will
will
vote
vote?
for Reese. Anyone have the answer?
Okay. I mix up with it. I know I put D, but I don't think it's D. But they got asking 40 students. Come on. And there's 40, it add up the questions, right? So it's 3, 25, 30,
What's
40.
the possible outcomes? The possible outcomes would be Reese number.
Yeah. This
Vanessa, what
number
did you
is
get?
15.
What did you get, Vanessa?
For me, for Reese, I'd look at C.
That's correct. Maureen, probability equal. Reese is what? 15.
15,
Total is 40,
40.
40.
right?
Yes.
And if you simplify this, divide both by 5, 15 over 5 and 40 over 5, you get what? 3
3 over
over
8.
8. Got it?
Yeah.
Answer
See.
C. Very good, Vanessa. Answer C.
Math.
Simplify the 15 possible. Reese, 15. They told you the total, 40 students, but you add them up, you get 40, 15, 13, 28,
Oh, I
12,
don't
40.
understand.
And then simplify that by dividing numerator and denominator by 5, and you get 3 over 8. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Any
Yes.
questions? Now, I will send you an algebra worksheet. This was number 1. Number 2 will have 5 problems, and you can just try them. We'll go over them in class, but it'll be good for you to try to practice them, okay? And
Yeah.
we'll go over them
Okay.
in class.
So you can send all this information.
Yes, I'll send you the session. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, here's what you'll be getting. Just say you'll be getting a session, what everything we went over today.
Uh-huh.
This is the 29th, right?
Mm-hmm.
I will also be putting it on YouTube for the ones who missed, or if you want to go through it again on YouTube. And I will be sending you algebra worksheet number 2, 5 problems. And try whichever ones you like. We'll go through them, but I want you to try them and see how you do on those, because this is practice. This is how you learn, by practicing,
Okay.
right?
Uh-huh.
The more you practice, the better you are. Now, Maureen, you asked me to send you some algebra. I sent you those
Yeah.
so
I finished it. Yeah,
you owe me answers, right?
yeah, I can finish it by Thursday. You know what? I didn't do nothing this weekend because, like, I went back Sunday to get my second vaccine.
Oh, okay.
And still my left hand hurt me. My
Okay.
right hand hurt me so bad that I couldn't even sleep Saturday night. But now everything gone.
I can understand that. I had my
Yeah.
first one. In fact, I have my second one
Yeah.
tomorrow. My first one, I had aches all over. It lasted for like 2 or 3 days. I mean,
I only had like one, and the hand that hurt me is my right hand that they had nothing in it.
oh, okay.
And then it hurt me all Saturday night. But Sunday morning, I get Patricia massage my back and my shoulders and take on my
Mhm.
right hand. So when
Uh-huh.
I get it, I feel a lot better. Yeah.
Well, that's
But
good.
otherwise, there's
Well,
nothing to
no,
find.
no,
Yeah.
take your time. But I sent the
Yeah.
one you asked me about
Yeah.
the ratio
Yeah.
proportion. I sent
Yeah.
you that problem worked
Yeah.
out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent it worked out because I want you to see it
Yeah.
worked out and then make sure
Yeah.
you understand it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Vanessa, Maureen had asked for some practice questions, and one of them I said use ratio and proportion. So maybe I'll send that to you too if you want to practice with them. It's like 4 questions, all right, Vanessa?
Yes, Miss Barbara.
Yes, Maureen had asked for some extra work on algebra. You know, when we were doing the inequalities. So I sent her some questions, and one of them said to use ratio and proportion, and she had a problem using the ratio and proportion. And so I sent her the questions again with the ratio proportion one worked out for her. So I'll send that to you too, okay?
Yes, Miss Barbara.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you.
was just some extra things that you may want to practice with. Okay, so homework is going to be the second worksheet, and I will email that to you, and you can do whichever ones you like. We'll go over them in class, but if you can do at least one of those, it will be good, and we'll go over it and just see how you do. This is
Okay.
practice, because the more you practice, the better you get in the math, because you're able to see the math when you practice. Okay, so I think you did really well today. In fact, I know you did well today, and that is good. You really understand the inequality. You were able to write them. You're able to translate the words into the inequality. Okay, so
Yes.
enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you for
Okay,
sharing, and I'll see you next time. And
okay, Vanessa.
I will send you this
Thank you, Miss
session,
Barbara.
all right? And
Uh-huh.
I'll send you, Vanessa, those extra questions that I had sent to Maureen. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Yes, thank you so much, Miss Barbara. And
Okay.
thank you for
All
being
right.
here. Okay, Maureen.